We are your home for Hawaii's music. We are Kapa at 100.3, 99.1, and online at kaparadio.com. Another Aloha Friday, and as promised, our special guest this morning, Hoku nominees who are actually on tour as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, Kanekoa. What's up, guys?
Aloha, everybody.
Aloha. What's up, guys?
Good morning, or I should say, I guess, good afternoon for you guys. Vince, where are you guys at today?
We are in Bodega Bay, California, and basically I'm kind of in Marin County on the coast. And we had a day off today, a day off yesterday and a day off today. So we're just kind of cruising.
We can hear seals.
We can hear seals from where we are.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah, Marin. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Well, okay. Vince Esquire, ladies and the guy in the hat right there, who's not only nominated as a band with Kanekoa, but nominated as a solo artist and engineer as well. Please, can you introduce the other two members? Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah. We actually have all of our members are here. Travis is here in spirit. He's working right now, but
okay.
We have Uncle Don Lopez, who's actually also nominated for engineering with me.
Yeah.
And then Kalana Kanekoa is our lead vocalist and rhythm ukulele player. And then Travis is here. He's our percussionist.
Okay, you guys probably related, Kanekoa.
I was just going to say, brother, I think we ohana.
I guarantee. I guarantee.
Now let's get to the I guess to the start of things. Tell us about the start of how the band Kanekoa came to be.
You want to
go for it? Yeah.
Oh yes. So probably like well, actually, let's go back to when I was a little boy. When I was a little boy, I moved from Maui to the mainland with my father. One of my uncles moved his family up there. We moved to Salt Lake first, and we ended up settling in Reno. And as I was going to school there, I met my friend Travis, and we started playing music together. So this is like 15, 16. Yeah. And then right around like 94, I moved back home to Maui. And Travis ended up moving back home, a year or two later. It's a little bit, it's about 95, 96. And we met Vince at a local coffee shop, like only maybe a year or two later, and started playing with Vince. But Vince was only like 13 years old, you know what I mean? 12, 13 years old. And so we couldn't play out. Yeah. We couldn't play like clubs. We couldn't play bars, you know what I mean? We could only play certain, luau's and family parties, and that was great. And so as years went by, Vince got older, we all got better. And these years went by, we were playing better and bigger venues. We became, of course, becoming close friends with all of our mentors that we used to watch on Maui play. And then, of course, these guys, Uncle Don played with Willie K. We used to watch Uncle Don when we were young kids play with Willie K. And now we play with him. Right. So, but anyway, all these years later, our style is not so much going against the flow of a lot of music now. It kind of goes with the flow. And before we were very much indie. We're still very much independent now, but we definitely have our own kind of style of Hawaiian contemporary.
I was just gonna say, in earlier music that I've heard for you, a little bit different than like these last albums, because there's like Hawaiian stuff on this one, and not only Hawaiian stuff, but you guys like. You get connects in the group. You guys did the right thing. You went and sought out like people like Kapu Kalani Hewitt. Tell us about so you guys are a multi-genre band, but one of the things that sets you guys apart is the amazing ukulele and guitar stylings of that guy right there, which really adds to the thing. Which it doesn't. I guess it wouldn't classify you guys as an ukulele band, but there aren't many bands with an ukulele in it that kind of play everything like that. How has that been with you, Vince, incorporating, I guess, the ukulele to rock, to, the various genres?
I always saw the potential of the instrument from when I started playing. I spent many years playing guitar, so it was an easy transition to take a lot of the same techniques and approach and mindset from playing the guitar and the kind of guitar music that I played and incorporating it into the ukulele, because it's pretty similar. It's technically it's not very different. It's all very similar. So
it's just upside down.
Yeah, It's just smaller and
a few more
yeah,
strings, a few more strings on the guitar.
Yeah, there's just less strings and less, neck real estate. But other than that, it's pretty similar, So this band just gives me a platform to do that kind of thing, with the kind of music that we play and the influences that we have. It's just really just a platform to be able to experiment with the instrument. So that's basically all I do every time we play is I'm just experimenting. How far can I push the envelope with it, before I break it or something, yeah.
We've talked to Brother Nolan some years back, and he had shared with us that every time he gets up on stage, he never does the same, I guess, rendition of his songs, right? After he's done them a million times. And it brings that to mind as you're talking about experimentation, because you're just kind of going with your na'au when you're playing, and so you cannot just. I think that's different, and it sets people apart, because you're going with feeling when you guys are collaborating, and that synergy that comes together as a group, and you can't really put that on paper.
Yeah,
right.
It's like a deadhead. You're right, and it's very much deep trust between the players, right? To be able to trust each other enough to play that openly, but then it leaves times for when say if we're all feeling good, maybe one of us went surfing that day or had a good day with the wife and kids or whatever. It makes it just so that how everybody's feeling really comes through in the whole. Yeah. So on that particular night, oh man, it might be really good because of whatever reasons but that's why we're really known as a live band too, because we're very much in the moment kind of band. So we've gotten most of our accolades or notoriety at all in Maui from being a live band. And so it's really special for us to have an album out this time that we really all feel really well about this album and how it represents our sound. And so we're really excited about this new album.
Well, we were excited too, was that because our format is primarily traditional Hawaiian music. We do mix in, contemporary and reggae, but so every time I get a band that I'm a fan of, I'm always praying that there's something on there that fits our format. So when I knew, I talked to them, I said, okay, we're going to interview you guys. And I said, okay, let me listen to the album. I said, hallelujah, there's Hawaiian songs on here.
All right. So we went through a great deal of good, good diligence to make sure that everything was as Hawaiian kosher as possible.
Expand on that, bro. Tell us what like.
Actually, the one to really expand on it would be the one who did it. But Travis made contact with Kumu, and we got his approval. Just in general, the bottom line was we got his approval to use the song, and then we asked him if he would like to participate by calling in and speaking about the song in Olelo. And Vince and I did a very old trick of just, instead of trying to imitate a telephone, we had him call us and we held the phone up to the microphone. It's a really old trick, but it sounds way different than.
Sounds better than a plug-in.
Sounds better than a plug-in.
It sounds better than a plug-in.
Yep.
And so we did that. So that's actually his voice coming through over the phone as well as his, right? We picked it up, and then he does the Olelo at the end, of course, the beautiful mahalos that he throws out there in a very old form of Hawaiian speech. It's not a common tongue to hear anymore. Usually when you hear Hawaiian spoken, the Olelo is much more precise and I guess more thought out instead of just naturally spoken.
It's conversational almost. Yeah.
What's great about you working with Kum Frank is also that he's open as traditional as he is. He's very open to different music and different. He's done hip hop collaborations.
It was cool because I like a lot of us, I grew up with that album, with that initial first album, Makalapua, right? And I always thought as a child that was such a beautiful album. I always loved what Uncle Frankie did with that album. And when Kaiwiko'o kind of became a hit, I don't know if you guys remember when John Cruz did Kaiwiko'o years ago. Immediately that came to my head is I gotta do the other song, which I always thought that
he was all jealous. He told me he wanted to do that song.
So we worked it up, and then of course naturally I gotta go check, make sure, go with protocol, make sure Uncle's good with that, and if Uncle would like to be part of that, I'll wait, right? Even cooler. And sure enough, how Frank is, he was like, oh yeah, of course, how Uncle Frank is, he wanted to be part of it all the way, right from the beginning. So we were so honored and blessed to have him be part of that.
Speaking of due diligence, we looked for Butch Helemano, excuse me. And we did one of his tunes on an album. And if there's any royalties and anybody knows where Butch stayed, let it know.
Tell us, bro. Tell us. We gotta find him.
So number one, there's a lot of stories about Butch that he secretly did like an all Hawaiian album, which I cannot find. But if there's one guy who knows where he is, Wendell Ching knows. Wendell Ching knows. Get up, Wendell. Wendell knows where he is, bro. Yeah. He's probably in Brazil. I think. Yeah, that's like his second home over there. Now you guys have nominations this year. Please expand on your nominations as well as your guys' engineering as well, please.
Okay, so we have for the band, we have, I think it's Island Music Album of the Year. I think that's the category. And then Don and I also have engineering for the general engineering nomination in that. And then solo, I have my album was nominated for Rock Album of the Year, and I was also nominated in top 10 for Entertainer of the Year as well this year.
So awesome. Now, as a band, how do you guys balance out having a solo dude?
How was that? Say that
how as a band, how does like the band, I guess this is directed to the other guys, of how they balance out having a solo artist in the band?
We have the same management.
Perfect.
we try never cross books.
What's up, guys? So here he is. Here's Scott, our manager.
Hey, what's up, Scott? Great talking to you on email, man.
Yeah. So we're all here, and Jill's here. Everybody's here, so we're all touring together.
You know what? They're all working. Like they got Don and Kaulana have a duo gig. Vince has a gig with Eric Gilliam and Esquire. They got a couple gigs. So the guys, stay busy in between the Kanekoa shows, but this is first and foremost.
Yeah, definitely.
He's trying to kill us.
But
Say
but it kind of helps answer the question too, right? Vince has always been our soloist, you know what I mean, within the band. We all kind of are doing that at the same time. But for Vince to go outwardly and solo like that, it's awesome, and we all are wholly behind that.
It just pushes the band forward. I mean, everything, it's representing the band, So the band's always first and foremost.
And the more people you play with, and the more variety of music that you play with, in a band like this, it just opens more pathways and doors when you're experimenting, because we all experiment. It's always on the verge of collapsing, blowing apart, falling over, teetering off the rails, getting slapped in the crotch with something despicable. You just never really know what's going to happen. And when you step out that far, right? I kind of approached the band when I first joined the band. They said, make any kind, doesn't matter. I was like, really? So I'm kind of playing like progressive fusion in the bass against what Vince is doing. So I'm locking things between hard rhythm and basic rhythms into the stepping out with him where he's going at times. And because it's ukuleles, I'm filling that whole lower mid bottom. Right. So I'm doing stuff like organ work and things like that, but doing it all off of ukulele bass, right, off the U bass. And it's fun. And that's a great deal of that's just because of the way that thing sounds, that U bass. But in combination with what Travis does and what Kaulana does, everybody is experimenting in the rhythm section, laying out the floor for Vince to just go skating.
And so when we come up here, yeah, our Hawaiian style of that formula of music, it just, man, everyone loves it. So we sell out every single show up
I
here.
love how you guys, I don't know if you do this every show, but I love how you guys sit on chairs.
Every show.
Oh, every show. I love that. Because a lot of times I don't like watching dudes stand there and not really do anything physically. But when you sit down, it's like, watch and listen to me play.
Yeah, bro. I love
that.
That. That's great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Intimate.
It makes it more intimate.
Intimate and authentic, as Travis says.
That's it.
But we've been starting to call this the diaper to diaper tour.
Yep.
One thing we've noticed.
It's our demographic.
Our demographic. We have people out in the audience that you just know the old folks, right?
Right.
And then there's a bunch of little kids running around in
Little
diapers,
babies.
dancing their brains out, right? Happy, ecstatic.
And that's awesome.
And I've been calling it the diaper to diaper tour.
It's everything in between.
Everything from Depends to diapers. We're there.
That's it, man.
From Huggies to Depends, you catch it all.
It's really amazing. And this goes for young kids, like teenagers and pre and post teenagers, and people in their mids and their 20s, 30s, 40s, and the oldsters are out there just grooving because a lot of them are hangover hippies, and they're remembering their days. We saw this guy who was in his 80s, and he was like, "I've been there with Grateful Dead show there."
Seriously,
it's awesome.
That's awesome.
And what's overall is everybody has experienced aloha in our homeland in Hawaii. Everybody's experienced, so they all have their own story of aloha and how it was given back and forth between them, what happened, blah blah blah. And so wherever we're playing, those stories just we remind them of what happened when they and you know what I mean.
They're bringing their own. They're bringing their own aloha.
We're bringing our aloha to them, reminding them of how our homeland is, and they're giving their aloha out to us. So it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And
awesome.
So we're just blessed, to be doing this. So.
Man, any plans to come over to the Big Island?
Oh
yes.
Yeah, baby.
20th?
Let's do it.
August 13th. We're gonna be at the Kalihu Theater.
Okay, perfect. Oh, that's right. We did know about that, as a matter of fact. Okay.
Love that.
We got tickets to give away.
Yeah, we'll have tickets to give away.
We have tickets to give away, by the way.
I mean, not from Kahito. I scalp them, but I mean,
Hey, you're listening.
I have your CD for sale as well. But
Bro, we actually got scalped at one of our recent shows.
It was the first time.
I was in hysterics. Of course, management was going, "Ah!" And I just went, I feel so honored.
Right. When people go through illegal activity to come see your show, that's a fan right there.
Exactly.
Guys, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please go support these guys' work. If you are listening internationally, I guess, where can people find you on the rest of the leg of your tour?
Okay, so if anybody who's in Northern California, we're gonna be in Bolinas, which is just north of San Francisco, on Thursday, from 6 to 8 over here. Friday, we're at the Crazy Horse Saloon in Nevada City. Saturday at the Crystal, what is it called?
Jump in.
Club. Yeah, jump in.
Okay, I can jump in. Hey, Jazz, what's happening, man?
What's up, man?
So yeah, we got Smiley's coming up, and then we got a big weekend. We got the Crazy Horse Saloon in Nevada City. We head over to Tahoe to the Crystal Bay Club, which is where Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack played. It's a really cool club. And what's special about this show is we have a collaboration with Great Basin Brewery, and they just launched a Kanekoa beer.
What?
Available for the first time out in Tahoe at the Crystal Bay Club, which is really, really cool. Yeah, this just dropped today, man. The news just dropped. We've been working on it for a couple months. It's a mango wit.
Wow.
And award-winning brewery out of Sparks, Nevada, Great Basin Brewery. Wow. And then we head to Great Basin Brewery for a meet and greet and like a Hawaiian luau. And then we all head off to Alaska, which we're all excited about because none of us have been to Alaska. And we have a show in Anchorage with the Performing Arts Center.
Cool.
And then 2 shows in a place called Hope, Alaska. back-to-back shows, outdoor, beautiful venue with like snow-capped mountains behind us.
Blessed.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, and then of course, August 13th at Kahilu Theater, which we'll spread the word as we get a little bit closer.
Yeah, when we come home, we're doing an outer island tour. So we're hitting Kauai, we're hitting Oahu, and we started off over in Waimea, over on your island. Awesome. And we're really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be there. Okay, awesome. Anything closing?
I just wanted to know how people can follow you on your platforms or purchase the CD.
Kanekoa Band is our Facebook and our Instagram account, and kanekoa.live. So that's KANEKOA.live, and everything's up on the website.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Follow us.
Really quick, I live in Kipahulu right now, right? And the best station I can get is Kapa. I listen to you guys all the time.
Yeah,
you guys are unreal. I love everything you guys play. It's wonderful. And thank you guys so much. And for all my Big Island Ohana, love you guys.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Hey, if you guys need us when we're on island too, if you want the guys to come in, get on air in the morning, maybe at the show, we'd love to come do that.
Did you say morning?
Morning.
We'll do
Thank you guys.
Okay,
be safe. Have fun out there in Cali, man. Aloha.
Have a good day.
Right on, cousin.